welcome to the webinar, folks. We have some great prizes this morning. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. The Tech Care Association hosting our webinar today. I'm Rob Lake, the founder and CEO of the Tech Care Association. We have a great panel with us this week, and we're talking all things accessories. So I'm going to just jump right into it because we know time is precious, and we want to make sure we get the most out of our time together. So let's check out our prizes for today. We'll be doing prize drawings at the end, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. But we've got some awesome prizes this week. Then I want to thank all of our guys for donating these. So first up, we have a drone, a foldable drone, which is super cool. I hope I win that. Actually, I can. I'm not qualified. A foldable drone from Cell Helmet. So thanks, Lee, for donating that this week. We have a really cool icon backpack from Vinci Brands that you can see there, and it's got all kinds of compartments in it. I love those kind of backpacks and think they're very valuable. So we'll be giving that away. And then this is something a lot of you guys want to learn about and find out more about, I know, because you may not know about it, and that's PhoneSoap. So PhoneSoap has donated a really nice home soap unit, which is, I tried to get a picture that showed the size of it. So it's got a compartment inside to sanitize your electronics. So it's a nice big one, so you can put lots of stuff in there. And then we also have some great products to give away for our prizes from Spec, who is giving away a backpack with a case card. So you'll be able to use the case card to redeem a case of your choice on their website, which is super nice. And then VoiceCom has a really cool set of wireless headphones that you see there, the little happy plugs. So those are nice. Thank you, Jason. OtterBox went ahead and donated a backpack cooler for our drawing here. So that's another prize. And then Popsockets has a great little prize pack, which we'll learn a little bit more when we get into that. So thanks for donating that, Ruben. Real quick from the Tech Care Association, we're going to be giving away a $100 Visa gift card. And 3 winners of t-shirts that we'll ship out to you for free. And that's a picture of our t-shirt there on the right-hand side. You can also buy that on our website. Members get a discount to purchase that. So make sure you're logged in if you go there to purchase one. They've been pretty popular, and we really want to get that repair it first message out there, right? Don't buy a new device, repair your devices first. And that is part of our public relations campaign. If you join today, also, if you're not a member, if you join on a paid membership or upgrade to a paid membership, you're also going to get a free t-shirt. So how about that? And then we're also offering some free membership upgrades to the next level on any of the paid memberships. So if you join today, within the next 24 hours, then you're going to be able to take advantage of that offer. So we're recording this. It's going to go out on YouTube at a later date. The big advantage to joining us live is being able to win these prizes, first of all, and then also ask questions. And then lastly, the advantage here is you're going to get a advanced look at what our panelists have to say before it does go up on YouTube later. But that will be available so you guys can watch the recording at a later date, you know, in case you don't get down all the information that we have going on. So my question for our viewers this month, what kind of shop do you want to be? Or mobile operation? I know a lot of you guys are doing mobile type repair work nowadays, and you've really got to define yourself, because as we know in this industry, almost anybody can do repair work. You know, if you've got a little bit of skill, you can do some repair work. So to set yourself apart, though, from your competition, you've got to really define what your operation is all about. And so, you know, there's shops that are professional, or shops and mobile operations that are professional operations, and they sell more product, plain and simple. I've talked to a lot of these guys. On a previous webinar, we talked about store design, and the common theme that kept coming back is the stores with the really nice design that impressed the customers when they walked in sold more. And it's a simple philosophy, because if the customer trusts you and sees that you're a professional operation, they're going to want to buy product from you going forward. So you need to make sure you define your look and follow through on that, because you don't want to be a sloppy, messy shop. You just don't want to be, or a sloppy, messy mobile operation. People are going to see that. You know, if you're a guy sitting there eating his lunch in front of a big wall of Chinese accessories, that could be a little bit of a challenge for you. If it's a real messy design and display, same type thing, where it's just a bunch of stuff in shrink wrap, that, you know, the customer is going to scratch their head and say, where did this thing come from? Try to go for a professional look. That's really what we push from the Tech Care Association. And I think you're going to hear from a lot of our panelists the same type thing. And that is, you know, sell quality, offer quality, be quality if you want to be successful. So again, it's a really simple formula, and that if the customer feels comfortable, right, if they're impressed with what they see when they walk into your shop, you're going to get more sales. This is proven out time and time again. It's what you want to do. I know not a lot of you guys are super salespeople, and that's okay. If you have an impressive display, an impressive shop for customers to come into that's nice and clean and professional, they're going to buy more from you. So that's something to consider as we get through our panelists here. And so I want to introduce our first panelist, which is dave.Cole from Spec. Say hi, Dave.
Hello, all. Glad to be here.
All right, glad to have you, Dave.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for inviting me along here. Looking forward to throw a little bit of information out there to the group. I've got 4 or 5 slides just talking a little bit about our products and where we started, where we're at, and then just some feedback that we're seeing from different publications and venues out there on the products that we're launching, and that's about it. So why don't we go to the first slide, please? So Spec was founded in 2001. And as you can see in that 2002 to 2015 period, we started with our very iconic candy shell case and a few other products. As we kind of moved through that process, we got into 2016 and 2018, where we came out with our balance folio. Spec is now rated #1 in that tablet case space since 2016. And again, a lot of our other products have shown up there as well. Our Presidio Pro, Presidio products. And then as we kind of move into 2019 through 2021, we launch our Presidio 2 products, our Candy Shell Pros, and then some of our ancillary products out there that go with some of the new products, such as air tags, MagSafe things, and AirPods as well. So a wide breadth. We're always looking for products to innovation to try to drive our brand through this. So next slide, please. One of the things we're really proud of as well, back in 2017, we started working with Microban and antimicrobial. Obviously, we all know what we've gone through in the last 1.5 to 2 years with pandemic and things, but we're pretty proud of the fact that we started with the antimicrobial back in 2017, and we helped reduce 99% of all bacteria and growth on our products. Next slide, please. Just some of the different things, as I mentioned, different comments from where we're listed in these different publications or news features, kind of showing where Spec lines. We see ourselves as a premium brand, and we typically fall in that top space in the case brands. But again, I don't want to go ahead and read all these, but I'll just let you kind of peruse it for a second, and then I'll get into some specifics.
Yeah, that's an impressive list of publications there. It really is, Dave.
Next slide, please. Again, just some of the things that they're saying: consistently excellent for Spec. Presidio 2 grip, compatible with MagSafe, is your new BFF. My favorite is, I believe, the viral TikTok snippet, "You think you're so skinny," was written just for our new Presidio 2 grip, which is 20% slimmer than any of our grips in the past. So a lot of good things being said about Spec products out there. Next slide. Again, just some different reviews. Again, I won't read them all, but you can see some of the nice things that some of these publications are pointing out about different Spec products that we have out there. But again, always looking to move our brand forward with new designs, new technologies, and things of that nature. Go ahead, next slide.
But before we move on, I'll just jump in there, Dave, to sing your praises a little bit. I mean, these products are getting out there in a lot of very popular publications, so that customers recognize your product, recognize your brand. So, for repair shops, getting that product into your store can be very valuable to help improve your own personal brand for the shop, because, I mean, they truly are getting a lot of really great press.
Yeah, just finalize, right? So Spec's motto is life better lived. We're always on that innovation side of things, constantly pushing how we're going to improve the lives of our customers within our accessory space. And again, our flexibility in building and producing different products for different things. We're always ensuring seamless integration into our products, into our customers' lives, and meeting them where they need us. So with that being said, again, Specs, glad to be on here. Love to answer any questions as we move through this. And thanks for having me again.
Sure, Dave, I appreciate it. So I'm just going to ask, and I'm going to ask most of the guys the same question, and that is, how do you see spec products fitting into tech repair? How do you see the product in a repair shop?
Well, to answer that question, obviously Spec is a premium brand, and to some of the points that you're trying to make out there in what you said earlier prior to me jumping in and speaking is that you want to look professional, you want to have a good quality products in your store, multiple different products as well, and we feel that Spec will drive that pursuit of I guess the word I'm looking for is professionalism. So I think it'd be a great product to have in these different stops.
Yeah, and I used to sell spec cases in my store. I know one of the products we sold really well in more urban areas or more business areas were those portfolio cases, for tablets. Do you think that, is there differences, in terms of what kind of shops sell well, like as opposed to being in an urban area or a rural area?
No, I think it's something that spans across both, whether it be urban as well as rural. Again, as I stated, since 2016, our tablet cases have been ranked #1 out there, and we continue to strive for that. So I believe that's something that would work well in the repair spots, is to, again, provide a top tier piece to show your customers that you care about the products and the professionalism, and you're trying to get them the best products possible for their stores, or for your customer, excuse me.
Absolutely, agree with you 100%. Thanks, Ed. We're going to move on to our next one now and talk.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
A lot of you may have seen the name of the company. In fact, I think the first time I saw it, Krishant, I was like, okay, what do you guys do? But, they've got a great portfolio of a few different brands within their sphere. I am going to go ahead and jump into your slides here. Krishant, say hi.
Hey, how's it going?
It's about Vinci Brands.
Yeah, let me give you a little bit of background. So you guys, and some of you may be familiar with our original name, which was Incipio Group. We recently went through a transition back in August. We've got some new owners and new VC. And so during that transition, we wanted to kind of move away from having the company called Incipio Group, which is one of our brands is Incipio. It caused a lot of confusion. So we really just relaunched the brands under the portfolio of Vinci Brands. So it's been around, Incipio has been around a long time, but if you guys know, in the year was it 2015, 2016 era, the brand has, Incipio had acquired a number of different brands, right? Griffin, Encase, to name a few. And as they did, they kind of continued to build the portfolio out. And then, of course, we have our licensed partners like Kate Spade and Coach. So, just to give you in a nutshell, we're a house of brands. So Incipio, and once again, the big thing here, if we look at just recent data from this recent iPhone launch, if you look at share of voice, with the brands combined, we come out to being the #1 share of voice when it comes to word of mouth, and it just helps all the impressions that we get online and through social and so forth. And that helps drive that awareness for your consumer. So if somebody coming into your repair store, once again, it's all about the experience, right? We talked about, you don't want to look like a flea market. You want to have a very established business, and you want to have brands that people recognize. And so that recognition, right, just adheres, like that customer comes in and go, oh, wow, I see some of these brands that they've seen or followed or seen an article about. And so the big thing helps drive additional sales, right? They're going to be more willing to shop your store, they're more willing to make a purchase that day. And so walking through these brands, Incipio is the category of your everyday slim protection cases. So in a nutshell, these are dual layer, either co-molded or two-piece construction. And we make these for a variety of devices. And in your segment, you probably want to look at the devices that you guys service the most, right? Is it iOS? Is it an Android device, Samsung, so forth? Let's identify that and make sure that you carry the correct assortment. Now, overall market share in the US, you're going to see tons and tons of iPhone, and there's certain years, certain eras, like the 6, 7, 8 SE models, right? Those are going to continue forever, it seems like. And then, of course, you have some that weren't as popular in between, like the original 10. but you have newer models, you know, that, and some are backwards compatible. So we do list that on the packaging. So if it's a case product that fits multiple devices, it helps save the peg room, right? You don't have, you know, endless space. So if you've got something that's reverse compatible, it covers a couple different devices. Also looking at colors, right? So the most popular colors, clear and black, 60 to 80% of sales, right, is a clear black case. Now, if the whole store had clear and black cases, it probably wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't be a great shopping experience or environment, right? It's not going to encourage them to shop your store. Like, oh, all you guys clear and black cases. Let me go down this. Let me go down the street. Let me see what they've got, blue or red or whatever. And so, blue and red, that's our next two top popular color options. And blue is solid, right? So, you know, we usually use a midnight blue. It's very unisex. So, you know, if you start getting into like pinks and all these other popular poppy colors, the challenge there is you start chopping down who's going to come in your stores and buy that product. So you definitely want to consider that as you're building out your assortment, that you don't go too deep or too wide. The goal here is to turn the velocity on the peg, right? So the more that you can offer, the more that you can sell off those pegs and turn the most ROI, right? So you're not investing in a ton of inventory that's just going to collect dust. And then, of course, the cool thing with most of our products, they're compatible with tempered glass. So if you have tempered glass from, you know, one of the other manufacturers, it should fit perfectly with any of our cases. So that's a great attach opportunity, right? You guys are saving the person by repairing the screen or the broken device. You know, let's aid that customer in the future. You know, one of the creative options I've seen some partners in the repair segment do is they'll do a bundle. Like if you're bringing in the device and you're going to repair, you know, maybe you're offering a little bit of coverage or 30 days of warranty, whatever. Bundle that in with a case, right? Bundle that with a case and maybe a glass, you know, depending on the device, maybe even a charger or a travel charger. So, you know, use those as bundling opportunities. So you're not just going, all right, it's this much for the repair plus the glass plus the new case, and, you know, make it a bundle and go, hey, for 99 bucks, this is what you're getting, and you're getting this complete offer. So let's touch on some of these other brands. So Kate Spade and Coach, those are both owned by Tapestry. And Tapestry is a partner of ours. So it is a licensed brand. We've been with Kate Spade for a number of years. It's had huge success for quite a few years and really took off around the 2016, 2017 era. We've got one print in particular, if you're familiar with the brand, Holly Hawk, you know, now going on 4 or 5 years on as the best #1 selling print for an iPhone case. And that just continues. I mean, it's really strong. There's a loyal following. And then another popular one is our Daisy Iridescence. What I say with this brand, with Kate Spade, because I typically lean more towards like the Incipio everyday case when I come to selling this, because it's just easier in our environment. But Kate Spade will sell just about anywhere. We've put it in Midwest accounts, you name it. It just sells right off the shelf. And the biggest thing is, there's a huge following for Kate Spade products, right? So that following knows and recognizes that print from across the room. And so what I always say is bigger the flower, bigger the sales, because they can notice, you know, if the customer can come in there and shop and go, hey, I know that print, or they know the Kate Spade lineup, it automatically includes this. It automatically helps drive the sales of those products. So highly recommend the Kate Spade. While Coach is not as popular, it is a little bit newer. So it just released in 2019. It was new then. And it was exclusive at Verizon at that time period. Now it's a little more broad, but it's a different demographic from the Kate Spade. It's not as youthful. It's not as poppy. And so I think that what I would recommend is just to go and stick with the Kate Spade assortment. And then if you have the demographic or you see the opportunities for expanding into Coach, definitely encourage that, but I highly recommend, like I said, start with Kate Spade if you're going to get into fashion. Diving into Survivor. So Survivor used to be a part of Griffin. I used to work for Griffin. I'm based out of Nashville, and Griffin originally based out of Nashville. Was acquired a few years ago by Incipio. And so Survivor, we branched that away from the Griffin branding, primarily so that you can offer, and it's all rugged cases, and it starts in a range of very slim protective cases to very multi-layer and detailed structured rugged protection for devices, but also when it goes to our more commercial applications, we have more heavy duty iPad and multiple tablets and laptop type cases that can withstand just about anything. I've got one on iPads from 2014, and to this day, my son was probably 3 or 4 at the time when he got it, and he's now 10. So it's durable. That iPad inside is like brand new. So do a wide range of protection, and that's what the focus of that brand is. But the branded Survivor, it just keeps it within that family. So if you're building the family on your wall, you have your Incipio for your slim protection, and then now you have your rugged under Survivor, and you're not having to tell a story about Griffin and Incipio. It's all kind of one family. Going into Griffin, primarily power. So we're looking at wireless charging, we're looking at cables, power blocks, car chargers, and so forth. And then they do have a few applications for the office or home office. That elevator is a laptop stand, and then of course, Encase is one of the first third-party brands that was featured in Apple retail. So in Apple's accessory line, it was their first accessory line before Apple even made their own accessories and offered that in their stores. It was Encase. And so Encase was acquired a few years ago as well. And their specialty is the MacBook hard shell, #1 in the MacBook protection category. Also sleeves, and as you saw earlier, the backpack line, which is popular at Apple and of course Best Buy and a few other APR Apple premium retailers. So if you're focusing on laptops, right, this is another line you should consider. And then of course, even for tablet solutions, we have tablet solutions under Incipio, which are just slim folios. Like I mentioned earlier, we have the rugged solutions for Survivor, and then of course sleeves and different materials for Encase. And I want to mention that we have a strategic OEM partnership with a number of different manufacturers, right? So it's not, and as much as the world looks like it's all iPhone and Samsung, there are a variety of other partners. OnePlus, Nokia, TCL, these are some of the newcomers in the space. Motorola, still a strong partner, especially with all the device constraints over the last few years. We're a big partner for Microsoft on the Microsoft Surface side, as well as some of the various laptops and Chromebooks and so forth that are available from Asus and some of the other brands as well. So next slide.
Nice. Great stuff. I know you guys got so much to talk about, Krishant. Thank you for sharing all of the different brands you guys have. Obviously, shops can pick and choose too. They don't have to carry everything, depending on what their store kind of caters to. But real quick, talk to us about these consumers trends and responses you sent me.
Definitely. So once again, in each one of you, you're going to need to identify these different areas within your stores, right? What's your environment like? What's your market like? So big thing for our brands this last couple of years is obviously expanding into antimicrobial protection. So a lot of our products, including our soft goods, offer antimicrobial. And then of course, our big thing is environment. So if it's not a plant-based product, so there are some plant-based product lines that we have available. There are made of at least recycled materials. So we have Triton Renew, which is a material that we use. It's up to 50% of recycled plastic materials. And then of course, we're always looking at other options and substitutes, whether it's in the product itself, the packaging, or even the logistics, right? Like sometimes you buy products and it's got all this extra plastic around it. You got to peel it all off before you put it up on the peg. So we are looking to minimize that footprint. And then of course, we continue to focus on the world today, right? So 5G is huge, MagSafe, wireless charging. And of course, now the last 2 years, I guess 18 months, we're all been sitting here doing this thing virtually and more functionalities and just making sure the products work and give a better experience for that user that's now having to use it on a daily basis from home. So
awesome. Great info, Krishant. We covered a lot of it, and may just kind of gloss over this question in terms of check repair, because you give us a lot of great information there. But is there one point you would make for guys in tech repairs in terms of your brand?
I think in particular, I would say that you really want to identify your customer, right? Yeah. And whether you're dealing with a bunch of retail repairs, or if you're doing, some of these mobile guys and even some of these stores are doing a lot of commercial type activity, you really want to identify who your customer is and what you're trying to sell them. So, instead of jumping straight into Kate Spade because everybody knows that brand, if you have a bunch of lawn care companies coming through the door, and really what you need is a survivor case that, helps make it past a week or two of them breaking the device and coming back, I think you really need to identify the right channel for your customer base.
Yeah, that's great advice. I used to have about a dozen stores here in the DC area, and they were all in very unique areas. And for instance, one of them was very near an industrial park. And so we found that, the heavy duty cases did a lot better, in that area than other things. So yeah, knowing your market in and around your store, you're not going to please everybody all the time. You need to focus in terms of a repair shop on what's near you and what kind of customers you're seeing. So great stuff. Thank you so much, Krishant. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to jump into Popsockets now, and Ruben is joining us. Ruben, say hi.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, all right. Now, Ruben's got a lot of slides, so I already told him ahead of time. I'm going to skip through them. So tell us about Popsockets and, what all you guys got going on. I'll just go through the slides since we have a few. You can hit some highlights if you want to along the way. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. No, thanks for having me, Rob. So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about Popsockets and a little bit about our brand and the products that we offer. So we founded, David Barnett founded Popsockets in 2014. He was a philosophy professor at CU in Boulder, Colorado. The first two employees that actually worked and created and shipped out Popsockets product were called Little Warbear and Little Big Hands. So it's a little fun fact there for you guys. But a little bit more about the products and what they offer. So Popsockets offers the end consumer a product that enhances the functionality of a mobile device. Popsockets is also self-expressive, and Popsockets is also a product that enables the consumer to make a human connection through our program or our platform that's called Poptivism, and you can check it out on our website. And that's just basically a program that allows the consumer to make an impact with their favorite campaign or organization. So a little bit about our strategy at a glance. It's to create a purpose, a position, a point of difference, brand benefits, and definitely identifying your category and audience. So here are the different categories that we have for Popsockets. And, interestingly enough, a lot of people, when you mention Popsockets to them, they think of the regular standard grip, but they don't realize that Popsockets actually has more to offer. So in the grips category, we have, the products from standard to luxe, and premium being one of the more successful lines here, just because once the consumer really starts to understand the brand and the benefits of the products, they don't mind spending that extra money to get something a little bit nicer that has, more graphics or, materials or textures that really ties in with them. So that's something that we're seeing trend, especially now with like e-commerce and everyone being involved with the data. All signs are pointing towards a trend in the premium line. And then if you go to a couple of the next slides, we have in the phone cases and MagSafes are a couple products that we just came out with. And if you just go to the next slide, Rob, here we go. Yeah, so these are two new products that we came out with, and they're available now on our e-commerce and going to be available for wholesale soon. But we basically have a standard case that comes with a slide stretch, and slide stretch is a product that is designed to let the consumer wirelessly charge their phone if they don't have MagSafe compatibility. But we also have the MagSafe case for Popsockets, and that case is built with a magnet, and you can, it also includes a slide stretch, so you can slide that down and connect your MagSafe charger and charge like that. And we also have new products like the MagSafe Pop Grip and the MagSafe Pop Wallet. We don't recommend using those products without a case, but they have been tested and they've passed numerous tests from our engineering team. So those are really good products. Really excited to see how they perform in this next year. And then we also have many different mounts, which are all Gen 2, so they have a little bit of a wider base there. So all of the different products that you see within our line are compatible with all of our mounts. So in the grips category, Popsockets enables you to grip or stand your phone better to allow you to watch videos or take better selfies. They're all mount compatible and they're also swappable. So you can purchase a premium grip and then you can upgrade to the Luxe and you don't have to change bases every time. You just have to swap your top and change it as you go. So for the magnet or for the the MagSafe Pop Grip, the functions there for that grip is that it has a magnet attachment, and all of these are magnet compatible as well. So even though they do have a little bit of a wider base and are a little bit heavier because of the magnet, they do withhold on all of the mounts when placed correctly. So we have, the different mounts like the flex mount, the dash mount. So they're all compatible with that. They also include a swappable top. So you can, purchase a regular grip alongside with your MagSafe Pop Grip and swap those tops as you go. And for the cases, as mentioned, these are integrated with a slide stretch, which moves up and down leisurely from the case, and it includes a swappable top. And it comes in many different colors and sizes.
One thing I really love about the product is that it's an accessory that you can sell an accessory for. If you think about it from a business standpoint, Popsockets accessory, you can sell more accessories on top of. So does that sound about right?
Yeah, no, I think that's, that's correct. When you sell something that, is compatible with another, another product like the mount, and you have different types of mount, if you're going, on a long road trip, or now people working from home, and having those different types of products, I think is very important, especially if you want to grow, an assortment within your store, or, grow your business, and separate from just a standard, like a grip. Like I mentioned, when people think of Popsockets, they think of just a standard grip, but when you have more to offer, I think it, it speaks a lot about, the company and what you can do.
Yeah, and I think this is the kind of product too you can, because I've seen some of these small displays you guys have that can go right next to the cash wrap in the store, for people to kind of impulse buy. Coming in like, oh, that looks great as a stocking stuffer or something like that. I know I bought the product myself as stocking stuffer. So with Christmas coming, might be an idea for everybody. But awesome stuff. Thank you, Ruben. We go ahead and move on to our Jared at PhoneSoap. Now say hi, Jared.
Hey, how are you, Rob? Thanks for having, I guess, me, but I represent many people at my organization. So great to be here.
Yeah. Glad you're here today. Thanks.
Sure. So PhoneSoap, if people haven't heard of us, the company's been around for almost a decade, really the origination. And if you want to go to the next slide, Rob, that's great. It really started with these guys. And it's really about, I would say, product integrity, which we'll get to in a second, but it's also about personal integrity. And it really starts with these two. So Dan Barnes on the left, Wesley Laporte on the right, two cousins, BYU. Dan on the left was working in big business. It was either American Eagle or Zappos at the time. So he was bred in the customer experience and marketing and that realm. And he read an article about how dirty cell phones were. And Wes was an engineer working in a lab at BYU where they use UV light already to disinfect things within the lab. And so as Dan shared the story he read about, and the two thought, well, gosh, what do you do about it, right? Well, then became a couple Kickstarters and some prototypes later became, well, let's take UV light and let's use UV light to disinfect what we call at PhoneSoap, the third hand we rarely clean, which is somebody's cell phone, but it's really been beyond cell phone and it's become more shared use devices, shared use items. So iPads, badges, of course, mobile devices and other things, even pens. What I will say, many may know the organization from Shark Tank 2015. That's really where I got involved. They were, if you saw the original episode, or if you catch a replay on YouTube or CNBC, those two gentlemen stood up there tall and did land a deal with Lori Grenier, which was great, and it really kind of helped get the brand increasingly out there. The one thing to know about PhoneSoap, and it's really on the slide, is we test all of our products. So we test them against the relevant pathogens for the respective device that you might see. SARS-CoV-2 has been a hot topic right over the last couple of years, wreaks havoc in our body. But from a surface disinfection, it is still a coronavirus. So it's not as hard to kill as other things, but we use third-party testing all the time. You won't see that amongst our quote unquote competitors that are out there. But if we go to the next slide as well, we're also the most recognizable brand. So to feed in some of the themes that are important today, if you're a repair shop and you're looking for an added element or a new accessory or offering to provide value to your patients, we're definitely the most well-received brand out there, well beyond the Shark Tank. We've had plenty of press throughout these entities, and even last year launched our first TV commercial that had kind of a heartfelt theme with a young boy who wanted to raise money for his grandpa who was in a nursing home, and he knew there were germs running around, so he did a bunch of odd jobs to get his grandpa PhoneSoap. So we try to maintain the fun along with the scientific integrity, but our mission, and you can go to the next one, Rob, is really to use science and technology to limit the spread of infectious disease. And this would be another fun element. This is in the New York City subway. And it used to be people were grossed out when somebody took their phone to the bathroom about 10 years ago. And now it's, well, who doesn't, right? And so with that, we definitely have a trusted, consistent solution for that. And if you want to go to the next one then as well, Rob, but these are our offerings. And I'd like to say we have an offering for each use case, depending on what that is. So if you look at the units displayed here, they'll all have a combination of the ability to disinfect as well as charge, except for our Express Pro. And so when the founders started the company, really the recognition of how dirty cell phones and shared use items was also the need that if you wanted to create a new habit, the best way to do it was pairing it to an existing habit. So what they recognized was that a lot of people charged their devices in the evening. And so what better way to add this new habit of disinfection paired to that old habit. So even though your phone, your iPad, whatever might charge all night, you can get the disinfection, and then your device can reside in the device until the next morning. And so with that, there are a number of different versions here. They all kind of solve a different problem, from our basic unit that really is just that, and a price point that is near $50. Our PhoneSoap 3 is our predominant bestseller. The PhoneSoap Go has a wireless battery, so rechargeable battery. We've got an actual wireless unit that uses Qi charging. And then we've got our PhoneSoap Pro, which is the answer to, and we got a number of the top, phone case makers on the line today, but larger accessories, Popsockets, things like that, where we encourage people to disinfect their phone the way they use it. And so the PhoneSoap Pro is a larger internal chamber. We definitely have the Home Soap, which is our raffle prize. This is your answer to multiple phones, your tablets. My son has a Chromebook on a one-to-one utilization for his school. It tents very nicely into the Home Soap, but you can also put things such as your hyperized percussion guns and other things. And as long as the UV light can see the surface, we like to say the UVC light is undefeated if done in the right dose. And then the final unit there is our professional unit, which is our Express Pro. No, we're good. It's also there on the right. It basically takes the same features, that 360-degree disinfection that are prominent in all of our devices, and it is commercialized. So these reside at every Equinox gyms, within healthcare and other areas. This will give you a disinfection as quickly as 15 seconds. We recommend 30 in healthcare, but this is a device that we launched this last year. We're really excited about. And the one thing that's super critical about PhoneSoap, and it's really virtually makes us different compared to all others out there, is glass and plastic do not allow UV light to get through, nor do they reflect. So no disrespect to the cheap plastic attempts at phone sanitization out there. But when you have bulbs here and here, and you have plastic here, you basically have zero chance at getting any of the devices disinfected. We use some proprietary elements, including quartz, as well as reflective materials on the interior. So when you put a device into any of our units, as long as the UVC light can see the surface, you'll get a 360-degree disinfection every time. And the best thing for any of the shop owners would be to jump to this parallel is if somebody was going to wash their hands, they would want to do 10 out of 10 fingers in both hands. That's what PhoneSoap gives you, versus some of these other cheaper products might do 3 or 4 fingers. So the personal integrity I mentioned and the product integrity is paramount. If you have any questions, you can reach us here. There'll be some exciting developments here in November, so stay tuned. We also will be launching a UV wand in 2022. It's kind of on pre-order now. So stay tuned, and we're excited to be on today and grateful for Rob for the invite.
That's awesome, Jared. I love the product. I saw it on Shark Tank and thought it was really great. And, you know, we can talk more and maybe get you guys on another webinar in the future. I mean, we talked about possibly working together to get your product out to more people, but this is an awesome product to get out through the repair space. And a lot of repair shops could even be selling this to other institutions, you know, in their shops. So we'll talk more about it in the future, Jared, and maybe get you guys more involved. But I love the product, and I think it's a lot better. From what you've told me, I can guarantee you, I think that it's a lot better than some of the cheap stuff that's being sold out there. And that's true with all this stuff, guys. You know, the cases, you can get cheap versions of stuff, but that's what they are. They're cheap. You know, you can get a version of this, but it's not going to be as good as what these guys are putting together. So let's move on, and we're running long here. We won't have as long of a Q&A time, but I want Jason on here. Jason it does a lot of this stuff. He's got a lot of product and what he does, and they're really focused. Jason is especially on repair. So say hi, Jason.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Jason Riggone, VoiceCom Mobile Accessories. First quick thing to point out, I am using the very same Happy Plugs True Wireless earbuds that we are giving away today.
Nice.
Absolutely love these things. They are, I hate to use the word knockoff, but they're one of the best AirPod alternatives I've tried. So hopefully I sound pretty good. And like I said, these are the same giveaway that are available to one lucky attendee today. You won't get the same pair. Yours will be earwax free, so don't worry about that. But I'm using the same exact model, and they're my everyday earbuds. Absolutely love them. But anyway, VoiceCom, you know, all these guys on the call are brand partners of ours, but VoiceCom is actually a distributor. I've personally been with VoiceCom for about 6 years, and that entire time I've been focused on supporting the repair channel specifically. So it's been really exciting to see the channel kind of mature and evolve over the years, and even in just this short time, you know, how things have changed, especially in terms of the way repair shops, you know, revere accessories now. So a few quick, you know, kind of principles that I think VoiceCom stands by really are innovation, our partnerships, and service. So just touching on, you know, innovation real quick. You know, back in even before I was at VoiceCom, VoiceCom's been around for quite a while, but you know, in the olden days, we actually had local customers who would just come and, you know, shop in our warehouse and handpick their own products. And now, you know, fast forward to more current times. And I honestly believe, I don't say this with any bias, but I think we have the best website in the industry in terms of its shoppability and, you know, the functionality of it and how you can really filter and sort by the products you need. And then, you know, in other terms of innovation, you know, our value add services that we offer and everything from vendor managed inventory and dropship programs and stuff like that. So the next principle I mentioned is our partnerships, and it's all, you know, it really comes down to our brand partners and our service partners. You can see we have a very large catalog of well-known premium brand options to choose from. And then, you know, the last principle that I mentioned was our service. You know, I make sure all my customers have my cell phone. You can always get a hold of me. And I don't look at door counts. I don't look at the size of your business. Everybody's important to us. And just to kind of drive that point home, today we ship to over 4,000 repair shop locations. So that level of support really allows us to inventory plenty of product that is specifically geared towards repair shops, you know, especially in terms of previous generation devices, which I know are, you know, what most repair shops are doing. So these days, probably the three most commonly repaired devices are iPhone 11, 10R, and, you know, 8 Plus. So we make sure we have plenty of product available to support those needs, because quite honestly, we want to help you make your accessory revenue the largest stream of revenue and profitability outside your core business of repairs. So that's where we come into play to help you present a, you know, an in-store offer that's going to excite your customers and is going to help, you know, not only enhance but also protect their product. It may seem somewhat, or their device, it may seem a little counterintuitive to want to, you know, protect a phone after they repair it, because, you know, I guess maybe logic says that repair shops want people to break their phones, but the customer experience goes well beyond, you know, their time in your repair shop. When you do a quality repair and you set them up with accessories that are going to pair well with their device and fit their lifestyle, that's really where, you know, the value continues to come into play. And I know things like word of mouth referrals and that sort of thing are really valuable to repair shops. So we just want to, and I personally want to help repair shops create the best in-store customer experience possible. So, you know, that really comes down to our accessory partnerships and what we have available to you. So I don't have a ton in terms of slides, but
I was just going to throw in there, Jason, is that, you know, a lot of repair shops, of course, will establish their first buying experience maybe with parts dealers, and some of those parts distributors, I should say, and some of those parts distributors sell a few accessories too. But having a relationship with a company that is distributing accessories, you know, on a larger scale is very valuable for every single repair shop out there, and is definitely going to help take you to the next level. These guys have all kinds of resources available for you as well. And VoiceCom is definitely one of the best in the industry. And I highly recommend it myself. And I know Jason does a really, really good job taking care of his customers. So is there one thing you would add for repair shops, Jason, real quick?
As far as how we fit into the channel, I think the biggest thing is really maintaining the product for their device needs. But I think we go as far as, you know, customizing the level of support. I like to be as hands-on as my customers need me to be. So I'm willing to, you know, help planogram, help come up with selling strategies. And I know one particular area which, you know, a lot of repair shops fell short on is that accessories were really just an afterthought previously. They didn't grasp the concept of the, you know, the additional revenue stream that they can make with accessories, as well as just enhance the appearance of their store. So in particular, you know, I like to demonstrate the profitability available in accessories. And, you know, just for an example, the average profit on an accessory from VoiceCom is about $25. So let's break that down. Say, you know, say you have an attachment rate of one accessory per repair. Let's say you do 200 repairs a month. One accessory attachment on a repair is pretty feasible to do. You know, if you follow the carrier store model, you may be able to get, you know, 2 or 3 attachments on each repair ticket. But anyway, just with one $25, you know, profit accessory attachment, let's say you do 200 repairs a month, that's an additional $5,000 in revenue each month. So if accessories are not a focal point of, you know, your in-store strategy, then you're definitely leaving some money on the table. So that's where we like to work together and help the shops understand, you know, the profit potential. And, you know, like, am I short on time at all, Rob?
Yeah, we're going to have to move on. I apologize, Jason. Jason's got some great info, and, you know, we posted his contact info. I definitely recommend Jason and VoiceCom in terms of accessories, though. So, folks, make sure you get in touch with Jason. Thank you, Jason. Sorry to cut you off there.
No problem. Appreciate it.
I want to make sure we get Lee in here. I saved Lee for last, but Lee's an awesome guy. First of all, we established beforehand that he wins the Room Raider Award for the panel here today. So Lee, say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
All right. See what an awesome room he's got behind him. And we could talk about that for a long time, but we won't. Lee has some great information. But first, just tell us real quick about Cell Helmet. We are going to be running low on time. I apologize, Lee. I want to get you on another time, and maybe we can talk a lot more because I know you have some great information. But tell us real quick about Cell Helmet.
So Rob, most of what I wanted to talk about today was actually less about Cell Helmet and more about our audience. So I'll just give you 30 seconds on Cell Helmet. We got our start, ironically, also on Shark Tank back on season.
Nice.
We carry a full line of accessories, quite a few of which are actually very repair specific. Our goal in our accessory line is to provide value just beyond the accessory. So for example, our liquid glass screen protector carries up to a $300 screen repair guarantee. And our process drives the consumer back to that repair door in order for you to have a repeat door swing and an opportunity to re-engage the customer. So our whole goal is around repeat business and adding value to the transaction. So you want to flip the slide real quick? So like I said, this is more about you than me today. So I will tell you that I don't know a lot about repairing tech devices, but what I do know, so I'm far from the smartest guy in the room, by the way, but what I do know is that we work with over 1,500 repair doors across the country. So we get to see a lot of best and worst practices. So what I wanted to share with you today was just a quick distillation of what we've seen really successful operations do. If you want to know more about Cell Helmet, by the way, hit me up later or hit up Jason, and we can get you hooked up with some of what we do. So you want to flip the slide for me? First is, and by the way, I apologize. I am going to tell you a little bit about how to run your business today. So if I ruffle your feathers, my bad. One, pay your people. We see this a lot. Stores trying to run accessory programs and you don't pay a commission to the people you want to sell them. No one likes to work for free and no one likes to sell for free. Techs in specific don't like to sell at all for most of them. So obviously, please compensate your folks, you'll get better results. Next one. Integrate the offering. Technicians usually hate having to pretend to be a salesperson. So if you can integrate the offering where instead of someone having to say, hey, Rob, would you like to buy liquid glass screen protection today? You get $300 screen repair guarantee with that. Instead, it's so much easier to say, hey, Rob, let me get you hooked up today with our premium repair service. By the way, it comes with our liquid glass screen protector. So next time, if you were to break your phone, it's covered for up to $300. We can get you squared away in about an hour. Okay, that's a much easier conversation than trying to add something on. So integrate your accessories into your package.
Yeah, I was gonna let me jump in there, Lee, because you and I talked about this. It's kind of the good, better, best, theory of marketing product. What they do at the movie theater. When they try to upsell you to the jumbo. Most technicians are not salespeople, and whoever tells you that you can make them salespeople is lying to you. What you need to do is you need to position things so that your technicians can sell better. And Lee's advice here is awesome. I love it, right? And that is saying, hey, here's a premium, repair where you get these products included. And it makes it easier for the technician and it makes it easier for the customer to buy. So it's a great, great, great idea, Lee. I love it.
To be honest, Rob, thanks. It's one of the biggest mistakes we see is folks trying to treat a repair shop like it's wireless retail. And even though they're companies, they're two very different animals in some really key nuanced ways. Next slide. You mentioned this earlier, stop selling junk. If it was cheap for you to buy it, it feels cheap for your customers too. They want quality, they want value, they want to feel like they got something good when they walked out of your store. If someone wants junk, they can get that a whole lot cheaper on Amazon than they can get it from you. So don't make life easy for them for that. Sell something quality. We'd obviously love it if you buy Cell Helmet, but there's a lot of really great brands on this panel today that represent phenomenal products down to the last one. So regardless of what you choose for your operation, just choose something that represents quality and represents your store well. People want to come back to stores that they feel like they got a premium buying experience from.
And to add on that too, you don't have to sell just one brand.
That's right.
You can and should show multiple brands depending on your store volume. Obviously, you don't want to have 50 different brands unless you've got that kind of volume. But having a couple of brands like the ones represented today are a great idea.
Rob, yeah, I think that's a really key point. You can get sort of paralysis, buying paralysis. It's almost like the Cheesecake Factory menu, where it's 50 pages long and no one knows what to order. Especially for techs, I think it's easier if you stick with a couple of brands you really believe in. But by all means, you can have more than one. But I don't know that you want more than a few.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you, 100%, 100%. I saw a couple of questions in the chat. We've only got a minute left. In the end here, does anybody have anything real quick they want to add? I found a couple things interesting. First of all, the Krishant talking about black and clear cases selling. I can back that up. I know in my shops that the simple plain ones sold a lot, but having a variety is important. You don't want to just be a black and clear shop. Anybody else have a quick thought? Not getting a lot of talk here. How about Lee's info? Lee, put your info in the chat, please. And somebody's asking for it, so they'll have information for you there. Dave, any final thoughts since we haven't heard from you in a while?
No, I just wanted to thank everybody for showing up. Some really good information from all the panelists today. Talking about their individual brands. But to Lee's point, there's multiple brands on here, and we all have quality products. So, hopefully we can help bring some of these products to your stores, and look forward to working with you. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dave. And I think that kind of encapsulates everybody. These are great brands. Make sure you're selling quality brands within your store. It's so important, you guys, so important to make sure that you're selling good quality. We're going to have more about accessories in the future. We're going to be working with some of these guys to help you do business with them a lot easier and learn more about their product. I have tons of questions, and I apologize for not leaving enough time at the end here to answer those questions. But we are going to do our prize drawings offline. We'll go through our attendees, see who attended, put the names in a hat, and draw those out, and we'll post those on social media. Thank you guys for all these great prizes, by the way. This is definitely I want every prize. I may put my name in there as somebody else, like my wife or something. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. They're going to go out to some folks. We'll post it on social media. And, thanks for attending today. Thank you to my panel.